Well. You've done it again, dearie. Did you enjoy our first rendezvous so much you decided you had to get caught in another one of my traps? And a bear trap at that. Oh, I can just imagine the amount of pain you must be in. The sharp teeth of its jaws piercing your skin. The sweet smell of your blood saturating the forest floor, seeping through the pine needles. What a delicate combination. Like expensive perfume. What a waste. I suppose it can't be helped, but the mere scent is driving me insane. How cute. Seeing you struggle to stay on your feet makes you look even more pathetic than this snare did. I didn't think that'd be possible. What is it, dearie? Are you scared? Why is your heart beating so fast? Is the little human regretting its choices? You see, you may have had a chance to be let go eventually if you had just behaved. Been a good little human, like I told you to. Known your place. Stayed where I had left you. I might even have started taking a liking to you, despite what you are. But no. You just had to run away from me at the first opportunity that presented itself. Risking your own life in the process. Exploiting the little bit of trust I had in you. And for what? You weren't even aware enough of your surroundings to avoid getting caught again. Believe me, dearie. This is the last time you're gonna try a little stunt like this. Not only will I have to take some more severe measures, I doubt you'll be able to comfortably walk, let alone run, anytime soon. Considering what's out there, you should be grateful if a messed up ankle is the worst of what might have happened to you today. I don't expect you to thank me for the fact that you're still alive, of course. Judging by your actions, you wouldn't even begin to understand how fortunate you are. My frequent presence in this area is probably the only reason you even made it this far without the creatures of these woods jumping at you from the bushes. You don't deserve my protection. I let you live after you stumbled onto my territory. Even gave you shelter in my home. And in return, I've been met with nothing but disobedience. Trust me, dearie. Your pretty little face can only excuse so much before I lose my patience. My nerves are stretched thin as it is, and you'd be well advised to keep a close watch on what you do next. I can deal with you struggling, with your insistence to call me a monster. I might even forgive your foolish attempt to escape, if you're lucky. But what I simply cannot accept is when someone draws bad people towards my refuge. This is my sanctuary. I built it with my own 2 hands, and I will not have my home taken away by mere mortals ever again. That's right. The creature I found in my trap just a little while ago. It was no wolf, no woodland creature. It was another human. I was merely joking when I said it might be one of your friends, but it seems I was closer to the truth than I had imagined. Not to worry, though. You'll still have my full attention, dearie. As you might be able to tell from the state of my clothes, he won't be much of a problem anymore. I didn't plan on bringing home another mortal, and this one was especially unpleasant. If I had to guess, I'd assume he's done worse to my kind than all of the vile beasts who call this place home combined. So what makes you think I'll let you get away with what you've done? Abusing my hospitality in the way you did? I should have known better than to trust a mortal. But you should have known better than to betray me. Why are you acting so surprised? Wipe that look off your face, dearie. You know exactly what you have done. A second human just happening upon my property. 2 mortals finding my exact location with little more than a day, after not a single soul has set foot here in hundreds of years. Don't be ridiculous. Even you must realize how unlikely it is for this to be a coincidence. You must have lost your mind to believe you can outsmart me. So tell me, did you lead him here on purpose? Is this some part of grand scheme to reclaim vampire territory? I'm more than certain you know him, so let me help your memory a bit. He's just about this tall, wears an expensive cloak, screams when bitten. Oh, and he's dead. I took every last drop of his blood. You can't even imagine how good it has felt not having to hold back after so long. It was a feast to bury my fangs in his neck so deeply, with no regard for the damage it might cause. He didn't taste nearly as good as you do, but I believe I've mentioned this to you before. I don't like wasting food. I do not regret my choice. Looking at how even you, despite seeming so innocent, refuse to behave. Whatever is left of him, I'm sure the wildlife will take care of it. The forest doesn't reject a meal, and the scent of freshly drawn blood is sure to intrigue it. But neither do I. Give me just one good reason why you shouldn't be punished for this. After all, who knows how many more are to follow? Stop it! Stop your whining and your pathetic excuses. You've got one more chance to let me know who sent you. Who sent him. Tell me the truth, or you won't like the consequences. I've told you a bit about who I am, where I come from, and the people I've hurt. It'd be quite easy to add yet another to the list. Still refusing. Oh, dearie. You're making a grave mistake. With every passing moment, you're becoming weaker and weaker. And yet your neck looks more and more appetizing. I may have just drank my fill, but I wouldn't mind some dessert. I've always had a bit of a sweet tooth. You'd make for a fine treat. If it wasn't for the blood on your leg beginning to dry, who knows whether I'd be able to hold back at all. You do well to change your mind before it's too late, dearie. Very well. If I can't convince you with my words, maybe my actions will yield results. I won't kill you, of course. That would be foolish. Dead men tell no tales, after all. The pain of turning, however. The excruciating feeling of your body dying. Every muscle feeling like it's being torn apart and put back together in a new arrangement. Your brain rewiring itself to crave nothing but the warm, velvety smooth sensation of blood against your lips. Now that might be just about enough to persuade you to tell me the truth. So I may have mercy on you and end your miserable existence right then and there. Your only option at this point is to start talking. Consider this your last chance. Don't blame me. You've brought this upon yourself. Just as delicious as the first taste. Seems your luscious flavor didn't simply stem from a sense of novelty after all, my dear. It'd be a pleasure to drink every single ounce of blood left in your body. And since you've lost quite a bit already, I'd advise you to keep that in mind. I can tell your knees are starting to turn quite weak, and I don't blame you. Even though the same can't be said about your stubbornness. Seems I'll have to help myself to another bite. You're a tough one. You don't know when you're looking death right in the eye, do you? Don't overestimate yourself. There's not much more you can endure, dearie. Believe me, I know exactly when it's time to stop. And that moment has long passed. Damn it! If the promise of a death more painful than burning alive isn't enough to get you to talk, nothing will. Or maybe you really are telling the truth. In which case... fuck! There's no way that could be true. But... one last time, dearie. Are you telling the truth? He really followed you against your will. Hey, don't go limp on me now. Come on, don't pass out. Answer me. Stay with me. Come on. Huh? You're awake. Oh, thank the Lord. Stay down. There's no need to panic. I know it's hard to believe after how I've behaved, but I will not hurt you again. Just keep lying down. You're weak and injured. You'll worsen your condition if you try to stand up. Thank you. I can tell you don't trust the peace, and I don't blame you for it. But please, if you're able, try to settle down a bit. I can hear your heartbeat, and at this rate you might pass out again. You were right, you know. When you called me a monster, I mean. I spoke of remorse, of treating you the way a sentient being deserves. And yet, I turn around at the first minor inconvenience and let my instincts control me once more. I know it's no excuse. I can't blame all of my actions on my vampirism. It's a curse, a disease, but still, it shouldn't control me. After all this time, I should have gained the willpower to keep it under lock and key. I let history repeat itself time and time again. It's like I'm unable to learn from my mistakes. I apologize. I know an apology doesn't make up for the harm I've caused, but still, I truly, sincerely apologize. I told myself if I couldn't let you go, I'd at least harm you as little as possible. And now look what I've done. I've drank more of your blood than I probably should have. It's close to a miracle for you to still be alive. Well, alive as a human, that is. I was worried I might have gone beyond the point of no return and passed on my curse. But it seems you just barely scraped past a fate worse than death. I don't expect your forgiveness. When I saw that other human, I lost all rational train of thought. He yelled some incoherent things about being led here on account of a hint, cursed at me, acted like I had to bow before him, and before either of us knew it, he was dead. I haven't had such a large amount of blood in centuries. It was more than enough to cover my senses and all that red veil of bloodlust and blind rage that I used to experience so often. When I finally pulled myself away from the temptation and anger, it was almost too late. I should have believed your words, dearie. I should have known that you hadn't conspired with this mortal who seemed to bring nothing but evil with him. Your words seemed truthful, dearie. Now that I can see with a clear mind, I realize this. Being followed by such a villainous person might be just about the only reason you'd ever consider setting foot into these woods. Who is he? A bounty hunter, assassin, an executioner, even. Whichever may be the case. He must have been more than determined to track you down. There's no way he'd take such a risk to simply catch a thief. The price on your head must be more than handsome. There's no reason to shy away, dearie. I have no use for gold. Even the most abundant riches or shimmering diamonds are of no use to someone like me. I thought about what I should do while you were sleeping. I don't simply want to tell you how deeply I regret what I've done. I want to show it to you. Despite what I think of the mortal race. Prying open that bear trap and wrapping your wounds may be a start, but it won't be enough to stop you from wanting to escape again. I've played with the thought of letting you go once you've recovered, but I doubt that is a good idea. If your pursuer was relentless enough to follow you here, then I am certain more are to come. And besides, this doesn't mean I've abandoned my original intentions for your use for me. I need you, so I may keep my cravings under control. A lack of blood after what I've consumed today, it may cause me to lose myself completely all over again. So all I have to offer you is a place to hide, far away from the rest of humanity, as well as my protection from any mortals who may find their way here. I don't care who you were or what you did in the human world. It doesn't matter to me why he was after you, whether it was well-founded or not. You're mine now. You'll belong to me for the foreseeable future. I see no use in letting you run straight into the arms of certain death. You taste too good to go to waste over whatever these humans deem to be justice. So until I find a way to break my curse, and won't require your services anymore, welcome. Make yourself right at home. For now.